The correct order of bond angles in H2S, NH3, BF3 and SiH4 is, right. Now the compounds are H2S, NH3, BF3 and SiH4. Now let us first of all draw the structures. H2S will be SHH and it will be having two lone pairs, right. It will be just like H2O because S is in the same group as oxygen. Nitrogen will also be having a tetrahedral sort of structure, HH and one lone pair. Now BF3 has 3 in its outermost octet. So it is making 3 bonds and with no lone pairs. That means it is having a this is 120 degree basically. So it is having a triangular structure, triangular planar, right. SiH4 will be having again a tetrahedral sort of a structure, right. Now since it is triangular, so that means it will be 120 degree. This will be approximately 120 degree. Now all of the rest of the three will be having, a tetrahedral structure. So that means their bond angles will obviously be less than 120 degree, right. So that means we can directly eliminate the option D because it is saying SiH4 is having the maximum bond angle, which is wrong basically, right. So we are left with A, B and C. Now in A, B and C, it is saying H2S is having the least angle and here it is saying NH3 is having the least angle, right. If I see over here sulfur in the earlier question, the question that came in 2003, I told you that sulfur is less electronegative as compared to nitrogen. So what will happen? Their bond pair of electrons will be a little farther away. Hence, there will be less repulsion, right? So that means their bond angle will be less. Its bond angle will be less because their bonds can now be closer, right? But in nitrogen, it will be a little farther away. That means we can directly eliminate option B also because it is saying NH3 is having the smallest bond angle, which is wrong, but H2S is having the smallest bond angle. Now, the problems comes between NH3 and SiH4, right? Now in SiH4 there are 4 bonds of SiNH, right. In NH3 we have 1 lone pair and the other 3 NH bond angles, right. So these 4 are basically all the same bonds, right, the same bonds. That means in a this is basically a typical tetrahedral structure, a perfect tetrahedral structure, and in a tetrahedral structure we have the bond angle as 109 degree, right. But over here, due to the NH-NH bond repulsion, this is not perfect. This will be a little distorted because bond pair lone pair repulsion is more as compared to bond pair repulsion, right. Bond pair, that means NH bond and this lone pair repulsion will be more. That means this angle will be more. That means bond angle will be a little less as compared to 109 degree. So that means this SiH4 will be having a greater bond angle as compared to NH3. So that means option A is correct.